blessings, y'all. Let's have a quick little chit chat. What's going on right now is truly, truly heartbreaking. And my intention is simply to spread awareness and help people wake up who are asleep. If you are not aware of what's going on right now, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you are a citizen in one of the countries who keep their citizens under a rock and in the dark on purpose. The countries that do this are the countries who are involved on the side of the bad guys, and the countries who are working in tandem with the bad guys by supplying weapons that cause mass destruction and aid in the full-on genocide that's happening right now. This is one of the signs of Judgment Day. If you are a believer, we have been living during a time where there are many signs of Judgment Day, but that might be a different video for a different day. So number one, if you haven't already gotten your house in order, now would be the time to do so. Number two, if you are someone who has food, clothing, and shelter, and overall you're comfortable. You may not have everything you want in life, but you're comfortable, and you don't have anybody bombing you, right? You're not burying your children because of a genocide on your people. Then I need for you to wake up if you are not aware of what's happening. And if you're somebody who believes that this has nothing to do with you because you're not Palestinian or because you're not Muslim, I want to lovingly correct you. This has everything to do with you because you are a part of humanity, and as a human being you should care. What's happening right now is not just something that's happening to Muslims by non-Muslims. In this area, there is a mixture of people, both Muslims and non. So if you think that this is some non-Muslim versus Muslim thing, you have been misinformed on purpose. If you are attached to the mainstream news, CNN, NBC, all of these news outlets in America, sadly, they are controlled by the so-called powers that be, who are aiding the bad guys. One way that they're aiding is by supplying the weapons of mass destruction. So it's very deep, and Palestine has been bullied, severely bullied, unjustly bullied for over 75 years. And if anybody can sit back comfortably and allow this to go on without at least spreading awareness, without at least praying for the people who are suffering right now, then I pray that God wakes you up and guides you to the truth and what's most right and most correct. It is our duty as human beings that if we see a fellow human being suffering or being mistreated, that we stand up and that we do something about it. Not that we close our eyes, turn our backs, and pretend like we don't know what's going on. Again, if you truly don't know, I assume that's not your fault. But if you're watching this video, I want you to educate yourself. I want you to follow people on social media who are trustworthy and who are reporting the truth, not the mainstream news outlets who are twisting and turning things and justifying the genocide that's happening right now. There is a saying in Islam, and I want to preface this with, this video is not just for Muslims. This is for anyone who is a human, and I think that this may touch anyone. There is a saying in Islam, we call it a hadith, and a hadith is a saying by the final prophet, peace be upon him, that God sent to all of mankind. And this saying goes, if you see a wrong or an injustice, there's three things that you can do. You can hate it in your heart, you can change it with your tongue by speaking out against it, or you can change it with your hand. And the least of the three is to hate it in your heart. So I encourage you to do something, right? Spread awareness, speak up, go to a protest, donate, make a video, make a social media post. If you are in a country where you have freedom of speech, please take advantage of your freedom of speech. Use it. Use it to the best of your abilities. Again, we should care. And I've seen a few things online that really don't sit well in my soul at all. This is to some Americans, Black Americans, who I've seen post things like that don't have nothing to do with me, or those ain't my people, or I'm too worried about what's happening over here in America. How dare you? Like, how dare you? And if you really feel, and if you really think like that, may God wake you up. May God wake you up with love, and may God guide you, because you can do both. You can be concerned about wrongdoing here, there, and everywhere. They don't have to be your people by blood. They are your people by humanity. And what's happening right now is in the exact same vein of what Americans have done for only God knows how long to Black Americans in America. They kill us for no reason. They jail us for no reason. Legally, they say that we are equal, but we're not. We're not. So if that bothers you, then this should bother you. This is in the same vein of what the Nazis did to the Jews during the Holocaust. This is in the same vein of apartheid and what happened in South Africa. These things are all in the same vein. These are major injustices. And if you are someone that thinks for any crooked and twisted reason that this is condoned or God gives permission somewhere in the Bible, God does not give permission for this. God does not condone this. If your heart, if your soul has any attachment to God that is true and clear, you would know without a shadow of a doubt that this is wrong. Once again, this is not a Muslim versus non-Muslim thing. This is wrong versus right. And you should run to stand up for what's wrong and who the wrong is being done to. So I pray that anyone who is asleep wakes up. I pray that if you don't care, that you start to care and that you do something. We cannot, as a race of human beings, we cannot sit back and just allow this to continue to happen without doing something. We are living in history right now. This is going to be talked about. This is going to be written about. Please make sure you are standing on the right side of history. Even if you are fearful in standing up, even if your voice shakes, even if your legs quiver, stand up, do something.